All right, JP, why don't you open up the Double Tap Pub hotline? I know we were having a few calls earlier in the program when we were talking about the Boise State football schedule news, and we weren't taking calls at that time. If you want to get in on this hour, I'll tell you what, we'll keep the hotline open for 30 straight minutes. If you want to talk Boise State football and the latest on the football schedule news, Week 1 at Georgia Southern. That game we know is going to be on ESPNU at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. And the big one, Saturday, September 7th at Oregon. No linear television whatsoever. Streamed entirely on Peacock. That'll be a first for Boise State, and that is an 8 p.m. Mountain Time kick. Prater, we got a couple of Friday night games. Oregon State on Black Friday in the morning. We know the schedule, times. We know what network they're going to be on. Sometimes they're still TBA. But, yeah, 208-424-9300. What's the biggest issue of this for you? Call us, JP. Put them on through on that. But first, I want to start with my partner, Michael Forrest. Prater, get after it.
Well, even if you don't like the Peacock thing for $5.99 a month, give us a call. I mean, we'll be nice. I'll play nice. I still find it fascinating that Boise State fans think that paying $5 for a football game is an issue. But I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
And let's have some serious, honest, hard conversations because this is the future. And it's really been a tough couple of days for the traditional Boise State football fan. Yesterday, the North End Zoners got beat up. People have been sitting in that section for 25 years, and now they're getting notices that they're getting booted out of that section. So there's the traditional Boise State football fan who today had to wake up and find out that I got to go to Peacock to watch Boise State play Oregon in what is the most high profile. It's not the most important game of the year, but it's certainly the most high profile game. And if they can win it, it might be the most important game of the year because it certainly sets them up for that CFP run if they win that Georgia Southern game. But you know, Peacock, that's the wave of the future. The Apple Cup is on Peacock. There's lots of games on Peacock this year. Every year they're going to double that, triple that, quadruple that to the point where it's going to be just Peacock, and whatever streaming services are out there for sports moving forward. So I understand it. Let's hear from the Peacock people. By the way, one thing we haven't mentioned, how about the lineup of coaches in the first 5 weeks? Clay Helton, Dan Lanning, your boy Bruce Barnum, Jake Dicker, Blake Anderson, and Timmy Chang. That's kind of some fun. I can see 5 different guests coming on Idaho Sports Talk because I'd like to talk to all 5 of those suckers.
That would be nice to get the out-of-town interview. I'm going to go ahead and say maybe not on Dan Lanning, but I think we're golden for Bruce Barnum, Portland State.
We may have some. we may have some very serious and very close connections.
Prater
to
know
Oregon.
people.
I can. If Dan Lanning's doing interviews, Prater will get him. I promise you that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we did a poll earlier on the KTIK X page, and it was pretty darn simple. Boise State at Oregon on Peacock, the most high-profile game of the year. Big deal or no big deal? Prater, we've had 145 votes so far, and it's 50 to 49%.
Nice.
Look how close that poll is, and you can go to our X page if you want to vote on it, and certainly not 208-424-9300. Call in on it because right now, I mean, half the people say it's a big deal for this program that the most high-profile game it will have played in, I don't know, years. I shouldn't say that. They played Washington last year. They played for a natty. That was thinking pretty high-profile. Yep. But the most high-profile game of the season is only available on a subscription streaming service, one that John Patrick does not have, refused to pay for last year when they put the NFL playoff game on Peacock only. JP, he's now going to have to spring for the $5.99, and that's what it is, guys. Peacock's $5.99 a month, and Prater had some deal. What was it for $20? You get it for like 20 years or something like that, right?
$19.99 for a whole year, and you're going to get a lot of college football and whatever nonsense that ball game watches on that thing. Here's one for you. Would you rather be on Peacock or like Bob brought this up in Cubicleville today. Would you rather be on Peacock or the Big Ten Network? Everybody has access to Peacock. Everybody knows how to type in .com.
Okay.
The Big Ten Network, I consider myself a fairly sophisticated sports TV fan.
Okay.
I have no idea if I have Big Ten Network, probably because I could care less. I hate the Big Ten, and I'm never going to go watch the Big Ten Network because any Big Ten game that I'm forced to watch is a big game that I'll watch on Fox or 7 or wherever.
You don't watch Big Ten Network ever?
No,
huh?
I have no idea if I even have it. I mean, you said you have
it. Yeah.
You have DirecTV, but you also said you didn't know if you have it regularly or part of your added sports package.
Yeah, I don't know for certain. I do know I have it though. But where else are you going to get Iowa versus Minnesota at 10 a.m. on Mountain Time?
No,
Big
thank
Ten
you.
Network, bro.
I'd rather be on Peacock.
I know
than the Big Ten Network.
You would?
Yes, I'd rather be on Peacock than the Pac-12 Network, which doesn't even exist anymore. I mean, if this game was on Pac-12 Network, I would have been with you guys fighting and screaming and scratching and kicking and clawing. I would have been so upset because the Pac-12 Network. So I think peacock.com for $5.99 a month. Oh, and you get a 7-day trial. So if you're smart, you sign up on Thursday, you eliminate it on Monday, and you get to watch Boise State for free.
Yeah, I think a lot of times in that, and maybe someone can call and let us know on this too, if you do sign up for the free weekly trial, don't they end up charging you for a month regardless? Even if you end after a week, you still have to pay or something? Because I know to sign up for the free trial, you have to give them your credit card.
You just have to cancel by 6.5 days.
And then they won't charge anything.
Well,
JP
I can't speak for the fine print, but I think that's how that works.
Is that, JP, you do that stuff, right?
I have not. But don't you know how a free trial works, Johnny? I've signed up for free trials and then canceled it.
You have. Okay.
Yes.
So
not necessarily Peacock.
So essentially, if that is the case with Peacock, if people want to work the system that way, they won't even have to make with the $5.99, which again, Prater, you stop off at the gas station on the way home to buy a couple of candy bars before the game. That's going to cost about the same that it would cost of subscription to Peacock. 208-424-9300. Are they? Is it a big deal or not a big deal? This Boise State Oregon game streamed only on Peacock. Share your thoughts on the Double Tap Pub hotline, Prater.
I mean, for 3 hours. I mean, what can you do entertainment-wise these days for 3 hours, and it's going to cost you $6? That's $2 an hour.
Nothing, Prater. Nothing.
It's such great entertainment value for $2 an hour.
I mean, coffee costs more. My Red Bulls, those big-ass things of Red Bull I always drink, the 20-ounce Red Bull, that costs like $5.75, $5.80 now. Yeah. The same price as Boise State at Oregon? Yeah. That's nothing, man.
And we need Oregon football around here. You don't need those Red Bulls.
Yeah, I know. I don't, but you do need to. But if it came to it, okay, if you want to watch this game, okay, don't buy the big Red Bull one day and it'll make up for it. Your bank account won't know the difference. Okay, seems pretty easy. Now, I will ask this. We play fair or foul a lot on this show.
Yes, sir.
Mike Prater, fair or foul?
Uh-oh.
JP asking you for your Peacock subscription so he can log into your account and watch this game on September 7th.
No.
Foul?
Yeah, don't do it, JP. My son asked me for my ESPN Plus password the other day to watch a 30 for 30.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't give it to your kid?
He wanted to watch a Joe Sakic hockey 30 for 30.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's a great one. I watched it. And then I teased him. I said, have you seen it? And he goes, no, I don't have ESPN Plus. And he goes, can I have your password? I said, nope.
You don't give your password out. Yeah, that don't surprise me. You know, it's your kid. Hey, go get your own.
Get your own damn password.
But JP, yeah, because I could maybe see JP like, Prater, can you give me your password?
How did I become all of a sudden the bad guy just because I refused to pay for it one time?
$6.
$6.
You drove home that night and bought a $9 cheeseburger.
Yeah, that's what Sonic Tonic cheeseburgers cost, JP. They're
$8
more
than
now.
That, yeah,
probably more than that. But yeah, JP wouldn't pay for it. But you are officially. We can go in that direction, JP. You're gonna make with the $5.99 to watch the game on Peacock. And you know, Prater, there's a lot of games that are going to be on Peacock, as you mentioned. For me, a Peacock subscriber, I mean, it's just like, okay, if it's on ESPNU, if it's on the Big Ten Network, if it's on Peacock, if it's streaming somewhere else, to me, it's almost all relative at this point.
Yep.
I watch a lot of games on stream. I'm at the point now, as crazy as this sounds, but yeah, I think I stream more games than I watch on linear TV. I think maybe I do. You know, the ESPN Plus for all the hockey, the ESPN Plus for all my Vandals. I'm watching a ton of Big Sky on ESPN Plus. Now it's going to be Peacock. That concludes the NFL. NFL now on Amazon. You stream that Thursday night game on. For me, it's like, if this was 2 years ago, it would have been the biggest thing ever, right? Boise State's getting screwed over so royally. It's unprecedented.
Even a year ago, even 6 months ago.
Maybe.
I think that's the kind of momentum that the Peacocks of the world are trying to give us right now in terms of, I think we're all getting it. And, if you'd have done the poll that we did on KTIK Twitter right now, is it a big deal or not a big deal? It's about 50-50. If you'd have done that poll 6 months ago, I think it would have been 75-25, big deal. This sucks.
Yeah, that could have been. Yep. It could have been a lot more. Poll update. I'm going there right now since it's 50 to 49% that it is a big deal. People are saying that Boise State playing on a streaming only service is a big deal. People have texted in 208-424-9300. JP lining up some calls here. Let's get you in if you give us a call. Prater, the people are saying it's a bad lick for the program in the fact that, there's just not going to be a ton of eyeballs on Peacock because it's streaming. And it's a bad look for the program, say, if they win or whatever the case is. Boise State starting off the season on ESPNU. That's buried on the ESPN family of networks, as you know, Prater.
Yep.
And then next week, you're not even on linear TV. I mean, could you say that it's bad? Not that they're on Peacock and people have to pay $5. It's bad that they're on Peacock and it's streaming only because they're going to lose a lot of viewership. And Boise State, historically, dude, they bring viewership to the table, especially in a game like at Oregon.
Yeah, that kind of stinks. I mean, the CFP momentum, if they win those two games, ESPNU and Peacock, that's not going to help. But at the end of the day, it's not going to hurt them either. So is it a bad look? No. Streaming doesn't have a bad stigma anymore, guys. It's not a bad look. It's fine. Everybody streams. If it's good enough for the NFL, it's good enough for Boise State, Oregon. Come on, guys.
Let's get on that double tap hotline. Lee, you're first up. Welcome to Idaho Sports Talk. Prater in the ball game. Lee, go for it. What you got?
So my side of the streaming, I tailgate at Boise State. I'm a season ticket holder. And streaming does not work for tailgating.
Just the connection.
Well, you won't be tailgating for this one. It's a road game.
Yeah, so the road game works great. Love it. I just had the problem with the streaming. If they do it more in the future, if it's a home game, I'm going into the game, but my tailgate, it stays open, and I got buddies that stay at my tailgate for me, and I can't stream because you can use the Wi-Fi there, but it's not consistent enough.
Yeah,
you can't use your Verizon because the network gets so slowed down there at Boise State during the games.
Yeah,
you can't stream.
It's hard to take a phone into a stadium anymore and get it to work, let alone a streaming site. So I get that, and technology will get better, and this will get better. And 2 years from now, you won't even remember making this phone call. But I get that.
Yep.
In this particular case, it doesn't matter. Moving forward, it does matter, and the powers to be need to fix that.
Prater predictions. Oh my gosh, he nailed it. Was everybody listening to the show yesterday and hear Prater's home and home non-con opponent prediction? That
I believe I did it both previous 2 days.
Yeah, you've been on this talking about it, and apparently he did not have any inside information. He just saw the clues that no one else could see. What clue was that? And we'll tell you on the other side of it. And taking your calls, Boise State schedule stuff, Peacock, ESPNU. What do you think of the first two games? Friday night, you going to Vegas on October 25th. How fun will that be? 208-424-9300. Prater in the ball game here on Idaho Sports Talk. For a limited time, you're going to get your tickets to the Jackson's Country Stomp and skip ticket fees. This is big, guys. If you go to KTIK.com and click the Sweet Deals link, you can buy your Jackson's Country Stomp tickets right now and skip fees. But you got to click the Sweet Deals link at KTIK.com.
Drive Check brought to you by 208taxhelp.com. Hey, the IRS is coming post-pandemic. They're churning up the